It was the year 480 BCE, and the fate of Greece hung in the balance. Xerxes the mighty Persian king, had assembled the largest army the world had ever seen. His vast forces were marching westward, intent on conquering Greece and bringing it under the rule of the Persian Empire. But in the narrow pass of Thermopylae, a small band of Greek soldiers stood in defiance. Among them was Leonidas, the king of Sparta, a man of immense courage and strength, renowned for his unwavering loyalty to his people and his devotion to freedom. With him were just 300 Spartans, elite warriors, chosen for their discipline and skill in combat. They were joined by a few thousand other Greek soldiers, but they were outnumbered. Some estimates suggest the Persian army was over 1 million strong, though modern scholars believe it was likely closer to 100,000 to 150,000. The Greeks knew the pass of Thermopylae would be their best chance to slow the Persian advance. It was a narrow stretch of land between the mountains and the sea, where a few hundred could hold off thousands, and the Greeks intended to do just that. The narrowness of the pass meant that the Persians would be forced to attack in small waves, where their overwhelming numbers would not be an advantage. For 3 days, the Persian army attacked relentlessly. The Spartans stood firm, their shields locked together, their spears raised in perfect unison. Every time the Persians charged, they were met with a wall of bronze and iron. The Persian soldiers, used to overwhelming their enemies with sheer numbers, found themselves facing the discipline and skill of the Greek warriors. Time and time again, the Spartans broke their attacks, killing thousands of Persian soldiers. But Xerxes was not a man to be easily deterred. On the second day of battle, he sent his elite immortals, a feared unit of warriors, into the fray. These soldiers were known for their relentless fighting style and were believed by many to be invincible. Yet again, the Greeks withstood their charge, their spears piercing the ranks of the immortals and breaking their resolve. On the third day, however, the Persians found a way around the Greek position. A Greek trader, a man named Ephialtes, revealed a secret mountain path that would allow the Persian army to bypass the narrow pass of Thermopylae. The path wound through the mountains and emerged behind the Greek forces. Xerxes, upon learning of this, sent a detachment of troops to take advantage of the betrayal. As the sun rose on the 4th day of battle, the Greeks saw the Persian forces approaching from behind. Leonidas, ever the strategist, knew the battle was lost. His small force had fought valiantly, but now they were surrounded. Despite the grim situation, Leonidas and his men made one final stand. He ordered the majority of the Greek forces to retreat, leaving only his 300 Spartans and a handful of Thespians, who had volunteered to stay and fight alongside them. "Let us die with honor," Leonidas told his warriors. "Let our names be known across history." The final moments of the battle were brutal. The Spartans with their shields and spears fought fiercely, killing dozens of Persian soldiers with every strike. But eventually, the overwhelming numbers of the Persians began to tell. Leonidas himself was struck down, and his warriors fell one by one, fighting to the last breath. Despite their defeat, the Spartan sacrifice was not in vain. The Greeks, inspired by the courage of Leonidas and his men, rallied to their cause. The Persian army, though it continued to advance, was never the same. The courage of the 300 became a symbol of resistance, of standing firm against tyranny, no matter the odds. Just a few months later, the Greek navy won a decisive victory at the Battle of Salamis, and by the following year, the Greeks triumphed at Plataea. The Persian invasion was repelled and Greece remained free. The story of Thermopylae endured for centuries, passed down through the ages as a tale of heroism, sacrifice, and the unbreakable spirit of those who refused to yield. The 300 Spartans, though they perished on that blood-soaked battlefield, became immortal in the annals of history. Their legacy lived on, not only as warriors but as a symbol of freedom against overwhelming odds. And so, on that narrow strip of land between the mountains and the sea, where the bodies of the brave were piled high, the hearts of many were inspired. They had fought not for fame or glory, but for the preservation of their way of life. And in the end, it was that spirit, more than any sword or shield, that won the day.